Hello everyone, this is Tim, and this is going to be another depression vlog. I guess I should change it to depression and anxiety. I've been thinking a lot about my past and just kind of going over what I think, is wrong with me, which I guess is a pretty normal thing when you're going through therapy. Sort of self-reflection, talking about all your flaws and just trying to improve upon them. And I was thinking back, like, anxiety, what kind of anxieties have I had in my life? And like I bite my fingernails like crazy. That's sort of a sign. Like if I'm watching a good movie, I'll like halfway through the movie, I'm like, why do my fingers hurt? And I look down, I'm chewing them to like a nub. So that's not so good. uh, there's that, and I've had test anxiety. I've in high school especially, and now college. I really worry about tests. I find that I try to take classes that don't have tests, or that like I take online classes, so I don't have to physically go to the college to take a test, which seems to work out a little bit better for me. So, so I'm doing that. In high school, however, when I knew a test was coming up, especially in like math or science, like I was in the advanced classes, like I think I was smart enough to be in them. I don't know if I was, emotionally stable enough to be in those classes, whatever. But I would skip classes the day of the test to the point that teachers would actually, notice. It was a pretty noticeable trend. So they'd say things like I was kind of like a joke in class. Like they'd say things like, "We have a test tomorrow," and they look at their like wrists, like, "And it's about time for Tim to get sick." So I was like publicly like ridiculed in front of all my peers because I had this, but they never sent me to like the guidance counselor. So they never really got me any help for it. They just kind of made fun of me. So yeah, not so good on those teachers' parts. But hopefully teachers are a little bit better about that now. I'm guessing they probably are, but who knows. So yeah, I'm going to go into my appointment, and I'll come back and talk a little bit about, I guess, what we talked about. All right, I'm done with my appointment for today. We talked a lot about anxiety and how various things in my life when I was very young probably worked towards, causing that anxiety in me. Like my father's motorcycle accident in '88, where he was in a body cast. I had to take care of him. I was like 8 or 9 years old. My mother was working at the time, so she was working 2 jobs and then sleeping. So she kind of pointed out, it's like, well, if your dad was in a body cast and your mom was working, who did everything else? And I guess it ended up being me. That's probably why I ended up being in the care profession, taking care of people. I've always done it pretty much as long as I can remember, so it just comes naturally to me. So yeah, I'm just gonna work on things. On the Prozac now, I should talk about that real briefly. It's interesting. At times, I feel like the bottom of my emotions should just drop out, like it normally did. Like my mood just would tank. Like whenever I'd have difficult talks with people or discussions, usually with like my wife or my parents. And now it feels like it should drop out, and it doesn't. So I guess my baseline mood is higher, even though it kind of feels like I'm in neutral all the time. It's like my lows aren't as lows and my highs aren't as highs. Like everything's sort of dulled and I'm in a fog a lot of times. So it's different, and I have to try to figure out if like I'm okay with that. I think I am. I think it's gonna benefit me, my relationship, for the most part in the long run. I'm just on a very low dose of Prozac, and I think I'm gonna ask the psychiatrist to just keep me on that, just to kind of take the edge off everything, and yet not have a lot of side effects from it other than that. So yeah, I think I'm gonna try to stay on Prozac and see how that goes. So I'll try not to make this too long. I'll talk to you later. And I guess I should say, if you're having difficulties out there, I hope that you get through them. Don't give up. Things can change.